These are gaming predictions for this year. And I'm going to start off with a prediction that I know nobody wants to hear, but I truly do believe this. And that is GTA 6 will get delayed. If GTA 6 doesn't get pushed to 2026, I will be shocked. Hey, here's the thing. I know everyone at Take-Two is saying it's not going to get delayed. They have to say that. Like, they can't tell their investors, yeah, we think it's going to get delayed. But I don't remember the last time a Rockstar game wasn't delayed. I'm pretty sure GTA 5 and RDR2 were both delayed like 6 months. Granted, this time they're being a lot cagier about putting out information and like committing to dates and stuff. But I think it's getting delayed. I think GTA 6 comes out February 2026. My other prediction is if it does come out, GTA 6 will not win Game of the Year. I think this is going to be a massive upset. It will possibly cause a riot and may spark the second Civil War. I know it's the favorite to win, but I think if a game as big as GTA 6, there's so much that could go wrong, and I think there's a high possibility that this game disappoints 50% of its audience. Whether that's because it's not realistic enough, whether it's too realistic, whether the online it feels feature incomplete compared to GTA 5's online, an underwhelming story, underwhelming gameplay, archaic mission design. I think there's just going to be something about the game that's going to be a big sticking point for a lot of people. And I think there's going to be something else that comes out and is just like universally praised because it's going to be like a less complicated experience, but I think it's going to nail that. I don't know if that's going to be Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't know if that's going to be Death Stranding 2. I don't know if that's going to be Ghost of Yotai, Wolverine, or something we haven't even heard of yet. Whatever happens, I think just something else is going to be the GOTY winner, and it's going to cause the internet to melt. I kind of hope TikTok is not a thing during the GOTYs because it's going to be the most toxic place to be online. But I think that like it's not as sure of a thing as a lot of people think it is. I wish I had this written down. Last year I said Game of the Year has not been announced yet. I said that last year. I just don't think I have any records of that, and I was right. Astrobot was not announced at this time last year. The Heretic Prophet is not coming out this year. I'm super excited, but it's not coming out this year. Other prediction is Switch 2 has the best launch lineup in history. So I think obviously this is subjective, but I think the general narrative is going to be that the Switch 2 has the best launch lineup in video game history for a couple reasons. One, I think that it's weird that the Switch 2 hasn't come out yet. So not come out yet, but we haven't heard anything about it. It's very odd that we went through all of 2024 and we never heard anything about the Switch 2 officially. And I think the reason for that is because they don't want to commit to a date until they know that the software that they have lined up for it is for sure going to hit launch dates. I think that like game delays happen all the time, and they want to make sure that their launch lineup is locked in before they even talk about the thing, before they give a date to it. I think that it's going to launch with, we're throwing some stuff to the parlay here. New Mario, Metroid Prime 4. Ooh, okay. New Pokemon game. That could either be like a regular one or it could be a Legends game. New Kirby game. I'm not throwing that into my parlay. That's not going on my official predictions because there was just one not too long ago, but not bad. Oh, F-Zero. It will launch with a new F-Zero game and also just like massive third-party support. Any third-party game that's come out on the PS4 and like Xbox is going to launch on this thing. So I'm talking Elden Ring. I'm talking Cyberpunk. I'm talking like maybe not Cyberpunk. Because I think it's going to be about as powerful as a PS4 Pro. I think that like every major third-party release that has released on the PS4 and Xbox One that skipped the Nintendo Switch is going to launch with the Switch 2. So not only are you going to have probably some really solid first-party games, you're not necessarily going to have any new third-party games launching on it. Like not many, but it just the sheer amount of titles that are going to be available that have never been available to a Nintendo player before is going to be super overwhelming. And that's going to contribute to the narrative that the Switch 2 has the best launch lineup in history. Think a new Mega Man 2. Oh, okay. Not necessarily related to the Switch, but I do think a new Mega Man is announced this year. Dino Crisis announced. Resident Evil 9's like a freebie. Resident Evil 9 comes out and is in GOTY talks. Tears of the Kingdom will have a huge texture FPS patch. I love that. Yeah. I think they're going to pull Sony and there's going to be like Mario Odyssey remastered and like, oh, it's going to launch with a new Mario Kart. It's been too long. MGS Delta releases this year. Yeah, that's definitely happening though. Like, I don't even know if I should throw that into predictions. Oh, okay. Here's my prediction for MGS Delta. MGS Delta, a Metacritic's below 85, which still sounds good, but I think like the general consensus is that it's going to be disappointing. I think it's going to be compared directly to Silent Hill 2, and everyone's going to agree with me. I'm always right. I'm just too early. The burden of being right but too early. I think that everyone's going to be like, oh man, they really should have done more. This is kind of disappointing. This level design, it feels very limited in the open world. What was the MGS3 Metacritic? That's a true philosopher of our time. Thank you. That's a good point. What was the MGS3 Metacritic? But yeah, I think the general consensus is going to be that it's disappointing. Metal Gear Solid 3 Metacritic is a 91. So I think that it'll come in at below 85, which is still going to be good because Metal Gear Solid 3 is still a good game. But I think the narrative is going to be that like, oh, they should have done what Silent Hill did. I think maybe people would be kinder to it if Silent Hill hadn't come out and proved that you can change things and still be faithful to the original. I'm trying not to let my excitement overtake my logic here because I feel like we're overdue for a PlayStation Showcase. I think that we're going to see the Sony Bend game, the Sony Santa Monica new IP, and the Blue Point game all before the end of the year. I don't think all those are coming out this year, but I think they're all going to get announced before the end of the year. Does Ubisoft go private? Ooh. No, because AC Shadows is a surprising success. I don't think it will save Ubisoft, but I think it will stave off the fall off. I think it'll be a lifeline. I think it's got a good benefit of coming out way before, like, that game's gonna release before we see anything else of Ghost of Yotai. You know what I mean? If Ghost of Yotai had come out before AC Shadows, they would be cooked. But I think it will get the benefit of people being excited for Yotai, but not knowing when they can play it. Cue the Kotaku article of like, is Ubisoft back? Does Assassin's Creed Shadows single-handedly save Ubisoft? I think it's still gonna probably score high 8s, low 9s, but I think people are gonna like it. I simultaneously want to see Ubisoft sink and also survive their current situation. Yeah, I would like if this Crucible brings them out to be better people. Like, I want to see the current Ubisoft crumble, but out of those ashes, I want to see a Ubisoft reborn in the image of the PS3 Ubisoft. You know what I mean? Joke prediction, next Mario game will omit Luigi. Oh! That's a good point, actually. Nintendo will not know how to market Luigi. This is a vague prediction, but I think if this comes true, it'll be obvious. There will be something that happens with Nintendo's marketing over the next year that either makes the Luigi situation very funny or make it very apparent they don't want to talk about Luigi. They're either going to try to rebrand Luigi and more memes will be coming out of that. We're knocking Luigi Mansions 4. No, but maybe we'll get like Luigi's Pillow Palace or something and it will be memed to death and just make the situation worse. Or they will not talk about Luigi. They'll be weirdly absolutely not talking about Luigi for the next year. Either way, I think that if this prediction is true, it'll be obvious that what I'm talking about. If we get to this time next year and we don't really know, this doesn't really mean anything, then I'll be wrong. Despite how vague this is, it'll be obvious if it's correct or not. Xbox. Oh, okay. Do I want to say Halo will come to PS5 in 2020? I don't think Halo is going to PS5 in 2025. Dr. Mario Jackson, Luigi's insurance claim. Avowed will release on PS5 and sell better. What do you think Larian Studios will announce their next game? Not for a while. Maybe at the Game Awards, they would announce a teaser. Bro, GTA 6 on console for PC is crazy. Well, that's historically what they've always done. The PC release is usually always like a year later. There is a good reason that they don't release on PC simultaneously. Developing on PC it's hard to have a good PC release because there's so many variables. Like, there's so many chipsets. There's so many different configurations to a PC that thoroughly testing and optimizing for a solid PC launch is incredibly difficult and time consuming. And so you have two options. You can either fuck it up or you can delay the game. Getting a good PC release on average takes at least an additional 6 months of dev time historically. And so you can either delay your game so that all of them releases at the same time. You can release them simultaneously and probably have like a botched PC launch, or at least among some different chipsets. Or you can release the console version first and then the PC version when it's ready. And that's historically what Rockstar does. Persona 6, I don't think Persona 6 is launching in 2025. Maybe it'll get announced. I'm not confident enough to put that on my predictions, though. I think this is solid. I think this is a solid list. I guess I don't really have any PlayStation predictions on here. God of War 1 remake is the Bluepoint game, and by extension, I think Bluepoint has been working hand in hand with Sony Santa Monica. I think that they're also a support team for Sony Santa Monica, so while they're doing God of War 1 remake assets, they're also making assets that are going to be used in like the new Sony Santa Monica game and their next God of War game. So I think it's like a remake / partnership. New Uncharted announced. Is there talk about Bethesda titles either going full multi-console or exclusive? I think okay. Xbox games to PS. Starfield, Hellblade 2, Avowed. Indiana Jones already announced, so I'm not counting that. South of Midnight. Fable announced for PS5, but not released. I think Fable will be announced for PS5, but it won't come out until 2026 for PS5. Starfield's already confirmed not be coming to PS5. I don't believe that Microsoft will stick to that. I think that they will backpedal on that. I don't know about new Armored Core because we just got one, but new main from soft game announced. Oh, okay. Here's another one. Hollow Knight Silk Song will not release. Still not coming out. It's a 2026 game. I think we'll get an update for it, but Hollow Knight Silk Song is a 2026 game. I think we'll get a Silk Song. Take that back. Silk Song is my favorite game in 2030. I think we will get a trailer with a release date, but I think it'll be 2026. You think this time to learn? Yes, I think they did. Witcher 4 is 2027. Like what if we want to have far predictions? We'll come back in 2 years and see if I'm right about this. There's a lot more shit I want. I think the Sony Bend game should also be ready, but I'm not gonna throw my hat in on that ring. Either Bluepoint, Housemarque, or Sony Bend or Sony Santa Monica. One of those four is, and Wolverine. I think 2 of those 5 are coming out. You know what? I'll put pen to paper. Yeah, 2 of those 5 come out. Will there be an uptick in indie or small studios announcing 3D platformers on the Astro one? Ooh. Announcing maybe. Definitely wouldn't be enough time for them to release, but I do think Astro's influence will be felt. Astro's influence will be felt either with indie games or like one big AAA studio being like, we're bringing it back to 3D platformers. A game will have an AI art controversy. These are all game predictions. I don't really have too many like world predictions, or rather I just like don't really want to say what I think my world predictions are, especially because like all my world predictions would be like bad stuff that I don't want to help manifest. Like, I don't know. I think that there's going to be, I don't think it's going to be the same level of COVID, but I think there's going to be another like health emergency, like some sort of pandemic kind of thing that affects daily life. Not to the same capacity, but I think that like that's going to happen. I think, I'm not putting this down on paper. I'm not putting it on paper. I think like there's going to be, oh God, am I frozen? Did I freeze? Are we back? We're back. Okay, all right. I am not making predictions about the world. I'm not. The CIA is sitting there with the kill switch. We're sticking to games. We're sticking to video games. I am not making world predictions. GTA 6 will get a delay to 2026. GTA 6 will not win GOTY if it does release. Switch 2 is the best launch lineup in history with a new Mario game, Metroid 4, new Pokemon game, F-Zero, a massive third-party library, big update for Switch games, and a new Mario Kart. Mega Man will get announced. Dino Crisis will get announced. Resident Evil 9 comes out and is in GOTY talks. Metal Gear Solid Delta Metacritic is below an 85. Assassin's Creed Shadows is a surprising success. Nintendo will not know how to market Luigi. Avowed will release on PS5 and sell better than the Xbox version. God of War 1 Remake is the Bluepoint game. New Uncharted game announced. Xbox games to PlayStation, Starfield, Hellblade 2, Avowed, South of Midnight, and Fables announced for PS5 but not released. New main FromSoft game announced. Hollow Knight Silk Song not released. 2 of these 5 releases, a new Sony Santa Monica IP, new Sony Bend game, Bluepoint game, Wolverine, Housemarque game. Astro's influence will be felt. A game will have an AI art controversy. Adding to my Xbox announcements, because I feel like I don't have too many Xbox predictions. I think an Xbox first-party game will be a GOTY nominee. This is significant because I don't think it's ever happened before in the history of the Game Awards. So I think they'll finally have their GOTY nom. It's crazy, though. To work on the COD games, you expect to have prior experience with generative AI. Teeing it up. teeing it up for the controversy. AI art controversy coming. I also think there's going to be more crypto controversies, but I have enough predictions. This is good. This is good. Witcher 4 2027. This is a good list for now. If I have any other predictions for like world predictions or goals or anything, repost. Call of Duty was already having a few days before Christmas. Okay. Well, I think there'll be a new controversy in 2025. Like, and I think it'll be big. I think it'll be like, when I say controversy, I mean like I think it'll be like everyone's talking about it. Like it's all the internet talks about for like a day, like a period of time. You know what I mean? And I'll add those. I'll create a separate channel on Discord where I have all these so we can track them and kind of check them off as the year goes on and things either happen or don't happen.